A ballerina's perspective, from performing with New York City Ballet and Alvin Ailey American Dance Theater to publishing poetry books and mentoring kids and teens. Join us in a weekly discussion with experts to gain mental health clarity and achieve growth in moral consciousness. Give our show a 5 stars, comment, share, and come along for the ride. Welcome to the Growth, Grace, and Gratitude podcast. Today we have Dr. Anthony Salzarulo. We will talk about nutrition, supplements, and to help kids and adults navigate allergies. ClickFunnels easily build any type of online business and sales funnel in record time, no matter what your product, service, or niche, without any tech design or experience whatsoever. Try the ClickFunnels 14-day free trial, link in the description of the podcast. Can you explain a little bit about how to help with what is the cause of so many allergies?
Good question. The allergies are a result of something that's destructive to the body and to the physiology. In our most ideal state, we wouldn't express all these allergies, but you see so many allergies and it's growing. And that's one of the key reasons why individuals come to me allergy symptoms that are sometimes intolerable. And of course, they're trying lots of medications, but that's not really solving the problem. So, one of the biggest reasons why we have allergies and so many other health disorders is toxicity.
Unlock your best life with Soul app. Book a holistic wellness experience with a trained guide and start changing your life today with compassion practices, inner healing, food and diet, and so much more. Tap into a healthier and happier life with the #1 purposeful living app in the US, the Soul app, link in the description of the podcast.
They were holistically minded and medical doctors, functional medical doctors. What they concluded was that the #1 underlying causes just about every disease is toxicity. Approximately 13.9 million pounds of glyphosate sprayed onto U.S. crops. By 2018, there was a 20-fold increase in the amount of glyphosate that was sprayed onto U.S. crops. And that's really a very important statistic to know because glyphosate, it's the key herbicide that's sprayed. It's very destructive to the barriers of the body, meaning we have, the gut barrier, the lung barrier, that's the lining, and also the blood-brain barrier. And when those get disrupted, you're going to have symptoms. And allergies are certainly one of those symptoms. And there's an old saying, right? If the human garden is disrupted, you have two choices. One is you drug a disrupted or an imbalanced garden, and the other one is you bring the garden back to balance. And that's what I intend to speak about a lot in this lecture.
Podpitch is the first and only software that finds, writes, and sends pitches to podcast hosts from your actual email address. Podpitch will make sure you get podcast bookings, guaranteed. Link in the description of the podcast.
We eat food that's processed, bleached, genetically modified, full of colorings, additives, preservatives, hormones, antibiotics, pesticides, herbicides, petrochemicals from all the processed oils, excess sugar, excess salt, and that's very disruptive. So it's easy to say, oh, there's pollen, and that's why I have the allergies. But truth be told, if the barriers are in good shape and the human garden is in good shape, you can be in areas that have a lot of pollen and you have minimal symptoms. A colleague of mine, he had a practice in an area of Texas where a certain tree grew, and probably 70% of the kids were quote unquote allergic to it and would have all of these symptoms. And I mean, what are you going to do? Cut down all of these trees? So he worked on their inner terrain and on the barriers, and they were able to live in the neighborhood and deal with the trees without taking medication.
Sanger Daniel's online seminar promoting a positive message of self-healing with bioenergy work together with live seminars and remote coaching. Use code BIO20 for a 20% discount for our audience. Link in the description of the podcast.
During the process of healing, I always tell people, think of having a garden in your backyard that's been neglected and is very out of balance, and there's, lots of chemicals in the soil. That's going to take time to turn around. But the great thing is that nature has tremendous regenerative qualities, and it can heal itself. But you have to know what to do and why it is disrupted in the diet and lifestyle. You really always want to focus on the basics.
I think we talked a little bit about the gut-brain connection last time, but just to emphasize on how even when people have mental distress and anxiety or depression, the gut is tied to the brain and that link. So fixing the digestion and strengthening the gut flora, how crucial it is to actually fix the overall immune system and also help the place where serotonin is created, and that's coming to the brain to feel more happy and positive. So it's like the gut is the home space, the homebound space for nurturing and creating all of these hormones to help support the entire body. So it's such an important thing like you're mentioning, because it'll help people to focus on that area. And to, when it comes to toxins and fixing the gut, what are some things people can look at or begin to maybe test or look into when it comes to trying to improve their gut flora?
Great question. So, to backtrack just a moment, when you disrupt one barrier, the gut, there's also other barriers that will be disrupted. Like you said, the blood-brain barrier, because there's a lot of communication, the vagus nerve communication, the microbiome influence, and what we call immune system crosstalk. So there's the saying, gut on fire, brain on fire, leaky gut, leaky brain, and also the lung barrier. And that's why the lung barriers, then, because the endothelial tissue of the lungs become disruptive, and that's why you see so much asthma and respiratory issues. So when you heal one, you're healing all of them. Eat organic whenever you can, or locally raised produce from farmers that you're familiar with. Eating whole foods, very important. Drinking filtered water, very, very important. I like, of course, reverse osmosis is one of the best filters. Getting enough exercise that helps to move the fluids in the body. And then there's detoxification practices, nutrients or the practices for
Yes.
allergies and other symptoms.
Are there any vitamins or foods that help with keeping allergies and inflammation down?
Supplements that I like and I prescribe it all the time is a product called Ion Gut Support. Vitamin D, the high majority of individuals are low in vitamin D, and vitamin D turns on at least 150 different genes for gut healing. And we cannot get enough vitamin D just by getting the sunlight levels. And ideal levels are higher than what would be the what we call the blood range, or the lab range. It's on the higher end of that. So vitamin D, vitamin A also has healing qualities. I like to take it in the form of beta carotene because it's water soluble and it's easier for the body to excrete. A good probiotic, very important, but I usually wait on prescribing a probiotic until an individual has taken the ion gut support for at least like 6 weeks. There are certain natural things to take. There's a product by Boron. It's a homeopathic allergy calm, and it has a lot of the key homeopathic remedies like sabadilla and histaminum and euphrasia and allium cepa. It has them all in a combination, and a lot of them have similar ingredients. And this one has, it's called Histo X. It has quercetin and stinging nettles and ginger and a product called mangosaline extract, and these help to temper the allergic response, but they're not going to solve the problem because we now know what the problem is. So while you're taking these supplements, you're also reestablishing the microbiome and healing the barriers. And that's real health. And we need to practice this in today's world. It's
Rebuilding the gut health to have optimum vitality, you have to have a little patience for that process.
absolutely well said. For detoxification, we mentioned water, diet. I love if you can get people can get into a sauna. Body brushing just takes a couple of minutes. I have a body brush on my right on the wall of my shower, and I do that. Herbs like milk thistle and dandelion are very helpful. I prescribe them a lot. The importance of omega oils. I wrote something on olive oil, which is really great. Spring detox tea and fall detox tea. And it has a lot of the key herbs that I just mentioned. That's a great start because a lot of listeners, I don't even know where to start. What do I do? I would love to do a detox. And you know what's a great detoxification practice is breathing, taking deep breaths. I have my clients breathe in and but really breathe in, and I like them to start with 5 or 10 breaths and then work their way up to 25 breaths uh, twice a day. And you know what? So many of them tell me, they say, Doc, I haven't taken a deep breath in months or years. Like, if we don't do it consciously, we often don't do it. So that's another great detoxification practice.
100%. I remember taking yoga classes, and sometimes we would have to stay in a pose and do the deep breathing. And it's like you forget that you're not actively taking this responsibility to slow down and to focus on your breath and your posture, and it really does help. What are your favorite fruits that you enjoy and that have great health benefits?
I like berries because they're very high in antioxidants and phytonutrients, and especially if you use the different colors. So they're a great addition to your meals. You could even put them in salads, and you could juice them and or make smoothies with them and have them like as a little dessert. Sometimes I'll have berries with maybe like some pecans or sunflower seeds, and I try and get those that are in season. And then there's different apples that are in season. I see that from the local farmers. I do my best to stick with and pears. Pears are great. A variety. The microbiome loves a variety, and that's why it's good to rotate different foods and color
Fantastic.
and lots of colorful foods.
Yes, and people love having like wild blueberries. They just put it into their
Yes.
smoothie or into their fruit
Mm.
bowl. Put some chai seeds and like mix everything around. That's also really great to add all these different nutrition-based foods to create a nice like yogurt parfait for breakfast.
Yes, perfect. Perfect. And one thing that I didn't mention for a detoxification technique and is earthing, right? Grounding, putting your feet or being in a body of water that's connected to Mother Earth. It is such a great detoxification practice. And we energy with the earth because you're exchanging electron energy with the earth, and it's really balancing. It's great for the physiology, great for the microbiome. It's also great for the emotions, the psychology, all of that. Terrific.
Yes, that's fantastic. Thank you so much, Doctor, for coming on the podcast again and sharing all of your inspired stories and tips to help the collective take back their health and align with their true vitality. It's been an honor and such a great gift. And
Thank you. Thank you for having me. And I send out lots of love and blessings to the audience. And like I always like to end my presentations with is it's an honor to serve, and the earth is honored to serve you, and have fun with it all, and know that health is your destiny. Vibrant health is your destiny, and it's your birthright. And
amen.
it's a great journey, and it's an endless journey. So thank you very much for having me.